The third issue of significance here in this regard is the nuclear issue in the Middle East. As you know, the basic concept here is non-proliferation, not disarmament, in the sense that the NPT, which is the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty signed in 1968, which is the cornerstone for the nuclear non-proliferation regime, the international regime of non-proliferation, is a discriminatory treaty. Discriminatory in what sense? In the sense that it differentiates between two categories of states. The so-called nuclear weapons states and the non-nuclear weapons states. The nuclear weapons states are not by coincidence the 5 permanent members of the Security Council: the United States, Russia, the UK, France, and China. These are the recognized and internationally recognized nuclear weapon states. Any other state, especially if it is a member state of the NPT, cannot be a nuclear weapon state. So we have the 5 nuclear weapon states, the permanent member states of the Security Council, and in addition, we have also 3 other states that have become nuclear weapon states from the outside of the nuclear non-proliferation regime. They are not members of the non-proliferation regime, so they don't, comply with the undertakings of the treaty itself. These states are Israel, India, and Pakistan. These are the 3 nuclear weapon states that are not members of the regime, the international regime of nuclear non-proliferation. And no one can prevent them from being nuclear simply because they are not in the regime, they are in the outside of the regime. And it looks as if, these countries were in fact or have been rewarded rather than punished. By penalties or by sanctions, they have been rewarded, and we have a number of Western countries that have helped Israel in its nuclear program in order to be a nuclear weapon state. And we have had also China helping Pakistan, and Russia and the United States helping India in possessing or acquiring nuclear weapons. And even in, of course, Pakistan and India have become nuclear weapon states in 1998, when both countries exploded or have done a number of nuclear explosions. 5 on the part of India, and then 2 weeks later, 6 on the part of Pakistan. And why is that difference? 5 vis-a-vis 6, because India's first nuclear explosion was in 1974. So Pakistan wanted to tell India and to tell everybody else that we are equal, that you have had 6 nuclear explosions, and 1 in 74, 5 in May 98, 2 weeks after your 5 explosions, we have done 6 nuclear explosions to be exactly the same power in terms of nuclear force. So we have already in the Middle East a state which is a nuclear weapon state. And it's a nuclear weapon state by the confession of one of the nuclear technicians of Israel, Mordechai Vanunu. If any of you memorize his name. His name is Mordechai Vanunu. He revealed to the Sunday Times daily paper of the UK in 1986 that Israel, by that time, at the time of 1986, to say the minimum, had 200 nuclear warheads in its acquisition. So Israel is already a nuclear weapon state, and it is not a member state in the NPT, in the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, so that it can, maintain its nuclear force so long as it is still outside the international regime of non-proliferation.